right, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Break It Up, the show where we take a topic, any topic, dig in and break it up. And joining me tonight, as always, is my co-host extraordinaire, Dr. Bell. How you doing this evening, sir?
What's up? What's up, man? What's up? Doing well, man. How you?
Cold, okay?
Yeah, it is cold. Yeah. But outside of that, I'm all right. As long as I stay warm.
Exactly. I'm about to say, outside of that, I ain't making no fuss about it.
None, man.
Oh, glad to
None.
see you, bro. Glad to
Good to
see
see
you.
you too, brother.
Appreciate it. And of course, it's me, your man, J.K. Moore. We may be joined by our other co-host, Bond Servant Calvin Mays. But if not, we will push on until that time. So tonight we are talking about a topic that actually it's a problem. I mean, literally, I was about to say all across the country. Let's just be honest, it's a problem all across the world. That is rising drug epidemic. But what I found most interesting is the biggest rise appears to be in synthetic or manufactured made drugs, like one we're going to really focus on tonight. So what actually prompted me to do this was I was looking through Google News today, and I came across this article from one of our local South Carolina newspapers, the Post and Courier. And the title of the article is Charleston-based Coast Guard assists in record U.S. drug seizures at sea amid deadly boat strikes. So I was like, wow, record seizures. So
Seizures.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we definitely going to get into it to actually see some numbers. But before we do that, let me just ask you, as far as like your personal life, and of course, you definitely don't have to name names. Would you happen to know anybody within your sphere, anybody within your circle that either they themselves or maybe somebody they know actually, deals with this? They got a family member, a co-worker, a neighbor, anything that's dealing with the effects of being a drug user.
Oh yeah, man. Yes, sir. Oh yeah.
And you know what?
If everybody would be truthful, almost every family got one. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because whether it's legal drugs or illegal drugs, guess what? You can get addicted.
Absolutely right.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I would think the thing that a lot of people would, or the standard they would use, is comparing somebody who it might not be blatantly obvious that they're dealing with a drug problem, okay, right, as to compare with somebody where, oh yeah, it's again blatantly obvious. No, you are dealing with a drug problem.
Correct. Or they'll say, well, yours illegal, mine legal, because mine is prescription. Well, guess what? You're addicted to it.
You're addicted, exactly, and it's still classified as a drug.
Correct.
So that makes it a drug addiction.
Correct.
But and you're right, because people they'll try to pretty it up, and they'll try to make the distinction between this set of drugs over here, that set of drugs over there.
Right.
Okay, the only thing honestly separating the two is the legality of it.
Correct.
Whether or not it's a legal drug or whether or not it's still classified as illegal.
Yeah, and if the truth be told, also is mostly these legal drugs that mess families up.
Absolutely.
Mess family relationships and stuff up. Yeah, it mess marriages up because they might have a surgery, or they may have had some kind of mental thing or something going on, but anyway, they had to take some medicine for it, and all of a sudden they got hooked on it, and it's sad, but it's the truth. People can't. They become. They can't live without it. They've got to have it, and it just messes up marriages, and it messes up families and stuff. And this is legal drugs, not illegal. These are drugs you get across the counter. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. You get that prescription for them. Doctors with that horrible handwriting. They
Yeah.
They give you that little slip of paper, or these
Yeah.
days they'll even have one of their staff, they'll put in the prescription for you, like over the phone or whatever, and you just might pick it up wherever you want to. But yeah,
Yes,
you're
sir.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. And again, within our spheres, I have seen that happen to people, oddly enough, more so with co-workers I've had that have had, like you said, some type of bodily injury. Okay, of course, they go have a surgery, or even before the surgery, they say their doctors might have tried using the painkillers before that. And as somebody who has had, at this point, like 6 or 7 surgeries, I can tell you, yes, it is very, very easy to want to get hooked to those painkillers.
Yeah.
Now, before we go on, we are not bad mouthing these things. Okay, so because I got dogged, okay, this the internet. You just know some people they have a comprehension problem.
Right.
But what we are saying, okay, we're talking about the rise and use them. In other words, yes, when you are in the midst of recovering, you doggone skip. Okay, some you got some people out there, they refuse them.
Yeah.
Me, myself, I don't like pain.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like, yeah, doggone right. Not only give me the painkillers, but yeah, no, I got top level insurance. I want the good stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
What we are talking about is using these things outside of needing them. Okay.
Correct.
You're healed up. You're not in physical pain anymore. Now you're more so using them for the mental aspect of it. And again, like I said, having had used several of these different things, I can truly say I understand how it happens, because they do just that. They're painkillers. They get all your dopamine and your endorphins, the pleasure part of your brain going, and you literally just feel good.
Yes, sir.
Which, of course, is the reason why anybody who gets addicted to drugs continue to use them, because they actually make you feel good.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the point where I can go deep into this and definitely piss off some super religious people, but we ain't going to go there.
Right.
As far as the so-called what would be considered good or acceptable drugs or not. Matter of fact, exactly like you said, the argument some people would have, oh, well, at least mine are legal, or at least this, or at least that. Right. Okay, again, that is literally the only separation line. Well, no, I would say that and how bad the effects of the drug are on the body. Sir. I mean, some of these things, okay, they literally just truly eat you up from the inside out. Now, those are the ones I've always kind of wondered a little bit. All right, why are people voluntarily taking this mess? Man, I've seen like documentaries and things, and they've started off showing the person who's addicted to the drug, and you look at them. Matter of fact, one I'm picturing it right now, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, man, this poor lady must be like in her at the very least early 60s. This woman was in her mid-20s. Her mid-20s. But man, that darn heroin had ate her up. Had ate her up, man. And oh my God, it was just so sad to see. So sad. But bringing this back, what we're talking about specifically tonight is the rising problem with they of course always use words like the drug epidemic. Okay, but drugs have always been a problem in some form or fashion. Again, not only here in South Carolina, all over the United States, all over the world. But we're talking about again this seizure, and another article that I found that is talking about the rise of not just shouldn't say traditional drugs, but older drugs that have been around for a while, but also newer designer drugs that are also becoming a rising problem within the state.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll start again with this article from the Post and Courier. All right. And it says North Charleston, 4 locally based Coast Guard ships contributed to record-breaking seizures of cocaine and other illegal drugs in 2025, mainly during patrols of the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, and again, like I said, the older drugs that have been on the scene a while. Oh man, look, cocaine has been in this country at least since like the early 1900s. I mean, you actually used to be able to buy it literally over the counter.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Now, probably not to the grade that this stuff is.
Yes, sir.
But also the thing about cocaine is it has to come in from other countries because it is not something local here in the United States. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or the climates and the conditions to grow don't exist here. And that's usually how they get it in by a ship. I mean, the only other way they could do it is by airplane.
Yes, sir.
Legend class cutters Calhoun, Hamilton, James, and Stone from Coast Guard Base Charleston are tasked with law enforcement and national security missions on the high seas. Their interdictions of suspected drug vessels constitute one part of an evolving war on drugs being prosecuted by the Trump administration. Since September, other branches of the military have destroyed a number of suspected drug vessels in the Caribbean and Pacific, using missiles to kill at least 107 people through more than 30 boat strikes.
Wow.
And that's exactly. That's the thing too. Okay,
man,
these dealers, these manufacturers in other parts of the world where they initially come from, load them up onto these boats. They know the risks. They know the challenges, especially of things like this are a possibility. People being killed or seized during transport. But boy, that money is just too good for them to ignore and not at least try.
Uh-huh.
Man. All right. So while Trump officials insist the strikes have targeted narco terrorists intent on bringing illicit drugs to the United States, many experts have doubted the entirety of these claims and their legal justification, with some deeming the strikes extrajudicial murder. Meanwhile, the Coast Guard has continued to reduce smuggling through interdictions at sea, the same law enforcement tactic it has employed since 1790, when President George Washington signed a bill authorizing the construction of 10 wooden cutters to patrol maritime traffic off the coast of the young United States. Okay, so this right here shows that this has been in effect, well over 200 years now.
Yeah.
And it's not just drugs.
Before we was even born.
Oh man, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck to the yes. George Washington, they're quite literally the first president of the United. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And it's not just the drugs that were the problem being smuggled. It's any illegal products that people try to get in there. Such interdictions have recently led to massive seizures of illegal drugs. Get this, including 49,000 pounds of cocaine.
Wow.
Unloaded at Port Everglades, Florida on November 19th. That haul was heralded as the largest amount of illegal drugs ever seized during a single Coast Guard deployment. The cocaine was valued at $362 million and was seized over 15 separate interdictions in the Eastern Pacific between August and November as part of Operation Pacific Viper. The success we are seeing today is what happens when we have a commander-in-chief who empowers leaders, Coast Guard men and women, service members across the force, intelligence analysts, and other professionals to do the job they signed up to do, said U.S. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, who attended an announcement of the seizure in Fort Lauderdale, along with Captain Ann O'Connell, commanding officer of the Stone. Yo, so
man,
$362 million didn't get into the pockets of the people they supposed to. So somebody's heads rolled for that And I mean that quite literally.
Oh, yeah.
I doubt seriously the ones responsible for this, that if they weren't one of these ones that were killed by the actual Coast Guard,
Right.
If they were smart, they did not go back to the country of origin, because surely I doubt that they're still alive now.
Oh, yeah.
Man. This record-breaking seizure follows several others offloaded by Charleston-based cutters in 2025, including 19,000 pounds of cocaine and marijuana.
Man.
Seized in April and May, 76,140 pounds of cocaine and marijuana, which was seized in other U.S. ships in 19 interdictions in June, July, and August, and 46,000 pounds of cocaine and marijuana from September to December.
Wow. Wow.
So we are talking about big, big, big sums of money. Beyond these drug patrols, the ships performed other duties in 2025, such as the Hamilton participating in Fleet Week in New York in May, where it cruised around the Big Apple with other military ships. The Coast Guard declined to comment about the drug seizures and the possible use of the cutters in operations related to Venezuela, which, of course, as we know, that was the big, most recent situation that happened at this point, about a month and a half ago, where U.S.-based military ships, they blasted and sunk a ship coming from Venezuela for the exact same reason. They said, okay, the ship was full of drugs. We didn't want those drugs reaching the United States.
Yes.
Now, I don't know let's say the exact operating procedure here as far as how these situations get handled. And what I mean by that is, okay, does the Coast Guard, or I'm sure they do, or I'm guessing they do. Okay, so I don't want to say I'm sure. I'm guessing that once these ships come, within vicinity of United States coastal waters, they try to radio them and say, hey, who are you? Why are you here? Okay, we're coming to board the ship. Okay, again, I'm assuming that's a procedure. And if whoever is captaining that ship decides not to, I don't want to say heed the advice, I'm trying to think of the term. In other words, if the captain don't stop that ship and let the military come aboard to inspect and do whatever they want to, then I guess that's the point where the military is like, oh, okay, well, you all aren't responding back to our hails. You're not stopping. Again, you're approaching U.S. coastal waters. Well, then we have no choice but to just sink you.
Right.
Now, again, we don't know the complete details of what happened with this ship coming from Venezuela.
Right.
U.S. forces captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on January 3rd in a nighttime raid in the capital of Caracas. The Coast Guard referred questions from the Post and Courier to the White House, which did not respond. Previously, in a Truth Social post on September 19th, President Donald J. Trump sought to justify a strike he ordered against a suspected drug boat that killed 3 men. Intelligence confirmed the vessel was trafficking illicit narcotics and was transiting along a known narco trafficking passage en route to poison Americans, wrote Trump. Stop selling fentanyl, narcotics, and illegal drugs in America and committing violence and terrorism against Americans. End quote from the president.
Okay.
So yeah, in other words, he's saying, okay, I'm not losing any sleep about this because the ship was full of drugs that was on its way to the United States to add to the United States growing drug problem.
Correct. Nah, I haven't.
Exactly. And what's really sad, not unexpected, but really sad about people here, U.S. citizens, and I'm talking about from the government on down, who justify or try to make excuse for, in other words, it's like they're siding on the side of the illegal criminals and the terrorists. And usually these people, okay, let's just be honest, there are people who on this end, their pocket is about to get a little light because these drugs didn't make it to do what they do.
Sir.
There have been reports.
It's all a money thing. It's all a money scheme.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all money.
All money.
Everything mostly, you could say, everything that's executed or goes forward in the government or just in the world, period, it's backed by money. It's about money. It's about funds, finances. It's a money thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, when somebody's pocket gets light, okay, then you about to have problems.
Right.
You about to have serious trouble.
Correct.
Now, again, never mind. These people are representatives and officials, U.S. government representatives and officials who are supposed to be representing their city, their state, this country.
Right.
Yeah, they don't care. Okay, one more or two more people get hooked on fentanyl, cocaine, methamphetamine, whatever. Where's my money?
Right.
Okay, that's again, just like Dr. Bell said, at the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. And we have to know that there's definitely that this ain't no conspiracy stuff going on. But like I said earlier, cocaine is not a native drug to the United States. Okay,
correct.
This cocaine, it gets shipped in from parts of South America, where the climate allows for it to be able to grow, gets processed there, manufactured there, loaded up, and sent here.
Yes.
For cocaine usage to be such a big problem, and also crack, which is just a hardened, solidified form of cocaine, for these two drugs to have become epidemic problems in the United States, that means the cocaine must be getting in some way, fashion, or form.
Correct. Right.
And come on, y'all. You think there aren't people in the let's just say the right places, that aren't facilitating and managing all this?
Come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ain't no way.
And everybody's benefiting from it. Come on, those who make it, those who pack it, pick it, pack it, ship it, unload it, people that strategize it, the plan to get it started. Catch this. Rather they want to admit that or not, admit this or this. The hospital, because soon as they, whether it's medicine and stuff, but we were talking about from another standpoint. I'm saying the hospital, because soon as someone taking and have an overdose, they got to run them to the hospital.
Exactly.
Come on. And then whatever they got to do to survive them, to make them back alive or make them better, they're making money off of that. I mean, everybody it's a chain reaction.
Exactly.
All the way down to the funeral home. They make money.
That's right.
Till they get the body in the ground.
Absolutely correct. Right.
All for this one drug.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something? And you're absolutely right. I try to advise and inform people when it comes to the big engines that keep this world running. Okay, is big government, big military, and big pharma, big pharmaceutical, the medical industry.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you can throw big energy in there too. But they all work in cohesion with one another.
Yeah.
To keep the money flowing.
The money flowing. Yeah. Even when they say we don't got no money.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We got money somewhere.
I'm about to say what they mean to say, no, y'all don't have any money.
Yeah, y'all got no money, but some money here now.
Exactly. We ain't about to let y'all, again, you ain't about to make our pockets like.
Correct.
Ain't having it, ain't having it. All right. Skip down through here. I think that was pretty much it from this article. Yeah, because this is just talking about like some of the different things they use. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so some now aircraft regularly patrol the water from above. Military and law enforcement responses are closely coordinated by Joint Interagency Task Force South, which operates out of Naval Station Key West, which is down there in Florida. Some Coast Guard cutters use a drone called a VBAT to surveil suspected drug boats. One night in 2025, a VBAT operated from the Stone spotted and tracked 3 vessels carrying contraband. The result of all these tools and coordination, said Cass, is we are definitely catching more drugs. Modern smugglers use vessels like open hold, go fast boats crammed with drugs and fuel, low profile boats that are hard to detect, and self-propelled semi-submersibles that Cass described as a submarine that has the surface signature of a snorkel. According to Cass, these vessels generally leave South America for Central America, where the drugs are brought ashore and are sent overland into the United States. Wow. Each interdiction is basically an all-hands-on-deck situation that takes from 6 to 18 hours, he said, and involves a cutter deploying drones, helicopters, and boats with boarding teams to make a seizure and apprehend suspected smugglers. Detainees often have to be sanitized and provided new clothing when they come aboard the cutter and must receive food and general care until they are handed off to a foreign government or brought to the United States. Cass said caring for detainees is one of the hardest parts of the mission. Which I can imagine because, of course, again, these detainees, they know what's about to happen to them once they get caught.
Correct.
And these thousands and thousands of pounds of these drugs ain't making it to their destination.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
And the interesting thing to me is that the people that's over don't even care what happened to those that get detained.
Heck no. Heck no.
They don't care.
No. Not at all.
No, they don't care. They just want their product.
They want the product, and even more importantly, the ones on the receiving end want their product, and the ones who shipped it, they want their money.
Correct.
What they don't want is excuses. They don't want to hear about anything.
Yeah.
Where's my product? Where's my money?
My money. That's right. And oftentimes, and I know we see these movies and stuff, but this happened in real life. And while they asking, they got the gun right on the table.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And if they and yeah, you're right, because that's where a lot of these screenwriters, that's where they get this stuff from. Either they know somebody who works in this type of law enforcement, or they've heard stories from somebody related to somebody, whatever. And that's exactly where they get it from. And
yes, sir.
They got the gun sitting on the table. And again, as we've seen in entertainment, okay, sometimes it's not even about killing, let's say the courier, the person that's transporting the drugs and or money back and forth.
Yes, sir.
There's a problem happened. Okay. They point to one of the men. He walks outside the room. He comes back in. You got your mom, your dad, your wife, your husband, your kids. Where's my money?
Right.
Oh, such and such and such happened. Oh, okay. Up to mom, bam.
Right.
Up to the kids, bam.
Correct.
Sad, y'all, but it is
it's
true.
The truth.
It is true. And that is a bad situation. I personally feel most sorry for these family members that have absolutely nothing to do with this.
Correct.
But because they got a family member, that wanted to get fast money and live the fast high life, now they've gotten them roped into this mess.
Right. That's right. Yep.
And I also feel sorry. I've even heard and seen documentary stories of where people have been forced to work, with these within these drug labs and with these drug people.
Yes, sir.
Like they literally did not have a choice. Again,
right.
Feels completely sorry for these people.
Yeah.
They wanted absolutely nothing to do with that mess.
Yes, sir.
Man, oh man. It's sad, y'all, but this is
reality.
The world we live in.
That's
this is reality.
It's really truth. That's right.
Man, oh man. All right.
Look, the behind the scenes stuff that you don't see and know.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Or
we see stuff that's going on right here in the street, like down the road or something. But this goes further than just the street in front of your house. This go way to another country somewhere or something. Yeah.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And yeah, this is where a lot of these drugs here in the United States, he's absolutely right. These things originate in other countries.
Yeah.
Okay, other countries, literally, all across the world. And so again, that lets you know there have to be people on this end here in the United States that are placating and facilitating this.
Correct. And oftentimes in government. It's in government. High rank for
that's
official.
Exactly where they are. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly where they are in the government. And while you got the regular citizens, again, fussing and fighting amongst themselves because of political association, Democrat or Republican, they're going at each other like that. And this same person that they're fighting over, he's the one facilitating and making deals with the drugs are down in Bolivia or Colombia or over in some part of Asia where the opium is coming from and heroin.
Yes, sir.
They're sitting back, in some mansion somewhere, clinking champagne glasses,
eating caviar.
Okay, surrounded by 30 darn supermodels. Okay, all in swimsuits.
Thank you. With guards all around their house.
You're doggone right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people see that again. They're sitting there listening to what we're saying. Oh man, y'all watch too many movies. Y'all watch too many TV shows. Yeah.
Where you think the movies and TV shows came from?
Absolutely. And like we already established, for drugs that originate in other countries to be flooding out the streets of the United States, how do you all think that is happening?
Correct.
How do you think that's happening? How do you think these things are getting in here?
Right.
Oh, yeah. There's a saying, truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, oh man. All right. So let's go to the next article that I found from the South Carolina Daily Gazette. It says South Carolina overdose deaths are down, but new drugs are more fatal. Officials say an increase in the availability of naloxone to reverse overdoses might be reducing deaths. Drug seizures are also up exponentially. So the number of overdose deaths has been on a decline in recent years, but people should remain vigilant about counterfeit pills and other drugs, especially with new illicit substances on the rise, officials said Thursday. In South Carolina, the number of overdose deaths decreased nearly 30% between April 2024 and 2025, according to the CDC. That was higher than the national average of about 24%, said Michael Tooley, who oversees the Drug Enforcement Administration Columbia office, or the DEA Columbia's office. Now, I want to point something out here because it, as with everything, is all in the wording. They said the number of overdose deaths has been on the decline, but not the number of people getting on and using drugs. Okay, it doesn't say anything about those being on the decline. It just says the people overdosing from these things. So it's kind of a what do you call it? A glass half full, glass half empty sort of situation.
Right. Correct.
And it even says right here, especially with new illicit substances on the rise. Well, in order for the substances to be on the rise, the substances ain't taking themselves. So that means the users of the substances must also be on the rise.
Correct.
Man, speaking of this, I will never doggone forget. I was told by somebody I know, what are we in 2026? Oh boy, this had to be about maybe, I want to say about 6 or 7 years ago. They work in law enforcement out in Texas. They were telling me that in Texas, they were seeing a rise of a drug that is made using gasoline. And I'm talking about the gasoline that you pump inside your vehicles.
A drug, and people were taking it.
And people were taking it. Knew exactly what it was. It's not like, it was being snuck on them or they thought they were taking something else. No, they knew what it was and they were taking it. And he said that it was becoming a problem out in Texas.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if they were able to nip this particular thing in the bud there, because I don't ever remember hearing about this making national news like so many other ones, like your cocaines, your marijuanas, your fentanyls, and all that stuff. But I was like, are you freaking serious? He said, yeah. And I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was actually like a pill form. I want to say it was still in some liquid form that they were drinking. But no matter what it was, it still contained gasoline.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So, and again, we probably know people, that huff paint. We probably know people, that huff aerosol cans, like things we spray out of the metal cans, all types of stuff.
Wow.
All types of things. Look, but once people find their, for lack of a better term, drug of choice that gets them there where they want to be, it a lot of times does not matter how dangerous it is.
You are correct. You don't care.
They do not care. But I was like, these jokers are ingesting gasoline.
Yeah.
Wow. But you know what, bro? I had to, during the course of that conversation, it immediately crossed my mind. And I've had conversations with other people like this. So as crazy as that sounds, it didn't sound outside of the realm or too far outside the realm of possibility to me, because I stopped and thought, I said, you know what? When I was young and even a lot when I grow up, when like either my parents or myself, once I started driving, would go to gas stations and start pumping gasoline, that initial second or two, there actually was something good smelling about that gas.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, for the longest time, I didn't admit that to anybody. I'm like, okay, people gonna think I'm completely out of my mind. But just in having these random general conversations with people, they would say the same thing. They were like, yeah, I actually kind of like the smell of gasoline. I was like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one.
Wow. Yeah, that's messed up, brother.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Ooh, man.
Absolutely. But so that's why I said when I was told about that, it honestly did not surprise me. I'm like, okay, but for me now, yeah, like I said, it stopped after that first second or two. I got darn well ain't about to put that mess inside my body. But like we said, then again, different strokes for different folks.
Wow.
Okay. So that continued a trend of decreasing overall deaths, which declined in the state in 2023 for the first time in nearly a decade, according to the State Department of Public Health. The exact reason for fewer deaths is unclear, Tooley told reporters Thursday. Part of the reason may be that more people know about and carry naloxone, often referred to by the brand name Narcan, which can reverse an opioid overdose, he said. And opioid, goes right back to what we were talking about earlier. Opioids is the official medical term for painkillers. Named so because they are made out of opium, which is where we get heroin from as well. Yes, very powerful drug, very addictive drug, very addictive, which is how people are overdosing on it. And you know what? Again, speaking of opioid overdose, I remember for the longest time, nobody even was saying anything, or even, I'm not going to say they didn't care, but you didn't hear hardly anything about opioids until one event happened that made national news. Some U.S., I think it was a senator, some U.S. senator's son died from opioid overdose. And then it was like almost overnight. All you heard about was the dangers of opioids, the dangers of painkillers. Mm-hmm. We need to get rid of opioids. We need to get rid of painkillers.
Right.
Just that fast.
Man.
Now, not to belittle the child's death, but okay, what about all those other people?
Other ones. Thank you.
Who were dying by this thing long before their child
before
did.
Your son did it.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do? Nothing.
What did you do?
Nothing.
What did you say?
That your son, now you want it. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Again, not belittling somebody's death. Hey, somebody's death is somebody's death. But again, that just shows the influence and the not going to call it propaganda because opioids really are dead, but the reach of the mass media.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Whenever there is something that certain people in certain places want to sway people's point of view or their look at things, that's when the media goes all in.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, for years, you would always have your, the little drug commercial, like I know when we were growing up, remember the whole commercials, it would be usually some actor and they have the frying pan and holding up an egg, this is your brain, crack the egg and start frying it. This is your brain on drugs. Okay, there was always things like that. But again, like I said, to specifically name and target opioids, painkillers, that did not exist before that senator's child died from that overdose. And then that is almost all you heard about is the dangers of these painkillers. So, like we said earlier, depending on who the person is, depending on their influence, depending on how far they got their hands into the pot, these things are changed and facilitated by people in the right places. And those places are high up.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Me and this brother right here sitting here, we ain't influencing or changing nothing on a national or international scale when it comes to drugs. Man, forget this country. Heck, when it comes to drugs in the city we live in, just the city. But if we were at the correct level of government and influence, we could shut it down in Colombia. But by this time next year, these articles read in a whole different way.
Yes, sir. I was saying the next couple of months. Yeah. For real.
You know what? That is a very good point. Considering, again, how high up we would be at our level of reach and influence.
Yes, sir.
And God bless all you wonderful people of God. But, I know some of y'all are going to come back with the whole, nothing's too big for God. if we put prayer on it, okay, you think people haven't been turning it over to God, been putting prayer on it?
Correct.
But yet, look at the situation as we sit here on January 26th, 2026.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I'll just leave that there.
Yeah. Going somewhere with your spiritual overdosed.
Oh man. Yeah. Because then I'd have to fire back with the question, just like you said. Okay, well, if it was that easy, then why is this still such a problem in this state, in this country, in this doggone world?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's right. Stop taking your medicine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which you addicted to.
Right. Whether you realize it or not.
Whether you realize it or not. In the church. I guarantee a headache come up, you're going to grab them Tylenol.
Thank you. Because I know I darn sure am. Why? I prefer ibuprofen, but
Advils and
come on,
ibuprofen and all them other stuff. Yeah. You pray the Lord about that. Okay.
Exactly. Exactamundo. All right. So the article goes on to say part of the reason may be that, we already read that one. I think public awareness is helping significantly. People know what to look for now. So again, okay, we're talking about here the number of people dying from overdose, but it still hasn't said anything about the number of people that are actually still using the drugs declining.
Correct.
So, excuse me. He said people know what to look for now. I'll also include this drug he's talking about, which can reverse the opioid overdose. But guess what? Okay, as with any drug,
correct,
people might be taking this for the right reason, and guess what's going to happen?
Yes, sir. The same
doggone thing.
That's right.
The same thing.
Same reaction.
It might affect you a little bit differently, but again, once the body and your brain gets used to something,
come on,
okay, it just gets used to it, and it takes a combination of different things to get you weaned off of it and get you out of it.
You are correct.
So health clinics and schools have begun offering the medication for free in recent years in an effort to increase awareness. Okay.
For free.
That's what it says here in the article. And again, it's all in the wording, and people will say, and sometimes what's not in the wording. From the outside, there will be people who right away, this is wonderful. That this medication is being offered for free and given to students in school.
Yeah. But
is it, or is this just a well-calculated part of the plan to go ahead and keep these students
flowing?
Exactly. Get these students hooked on something else.
Yeah.
That might not be, but in fairness, you got to look at both sides of the coin there.
Correct.
So in other words, to say, they might not get hooked on painkillers, but they're going to get hooked on this drug, which is supposed to be used to prevent the pain overdosing from painkillers.
Yes.
So all right. The Department of Public Health offers free opioid overdose kits at its local health clinics, which include that same drug, naloxone nasal spray, as well as test strips to detect fentanyl and xylazine, which are highly fatal substances often mixed into other drugs without the buyer knowing. My God. And that does happen. There are people, again, in an effort to cut drugs, They'll mix in other things to increase its potency, increases the likelihood that you'll come back to that dealer and continue to do business with them.
Get some more. Yeah.
The downside to that is, okay, you start mixing together all these doggone different chemicals, because that at the end of the day, that's what most of these things are. They are chemicals. And just like with any other, science experiment, when you mix together too many of the wrong chemicals, it's going to explode.
Yes, sir.
And there goes your death.
Correct.
And again, a drug dealer
explode on the inside of your body. Yeah.
Absolutely. And
blow your heart up.
Blow your heart right on up. Okay. But blow a blood vessel. Cause all types of effects. So the University of South Carolina began making naloxone available for free in 2022, a move that other public colleges soon followed. In 2023, legislators passed a law creating a list of life-saving medications nurses in K through 12 public schools were allowed to administer, including naloxone. And state prisons offer naloxone to visitors, since people with a loved one convicted of a drug crime often know others at risk of overdosing, said Brian Sterling, acting U.S. attorney and former director of the State Department of Corrections. Because of the rise in awareness of naloxone, a decrease in death doesn't mean a decrease in overdoses. Tooley said exactly what we said when we started reading this article.
Right.
So it wasn't time to break out the champagne yet.
Yes, sir.
Because the deaths might have been decreased. Okay, again, that does not decrease in the people using it. And now he's even saying that doesn't even factor in or mean a decrease in the overdose.
Correct. Wow.
Because people look. And again, this ain't talking negative. This ain't talking down. This is talking to somebody who, for the better part of about 14, 15 years, marijuana was my God. It's what I thought about when I woke up in the morning. It's what I thought about all throughout the day. It's what I thought about before I went to sleep at night. And I couldn't go to sleep at night unless I had it.
Yes, sir.
Outside of eating and other incidentals, the only thing I cared about tithing to was marijuana.
Yes, sir.
So saying all that to say, when people find their drug of choice, unless they themselves say enough is enough, I'm not doing this anymore, I can't do this anymore, they will get that drug of choice.
Yes, sir.
They will find it, sometimes with deadly consequences of them trying to get their hands on it.
Yeah, that's real. That's real talk. Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people, like to make fun of crackheads and the different things, how they move and the different things they say or do.
Yeah. They'll go to the furthest extent to do what needs to get done to get what they want.
Absolutely.
And that's the dangerous part right there.
Yep.
For families.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is absolutely right.
Yeah, because they'll hurt family members. They'll kill. They'll go the extra mile. They'll go to a great degree.
Yep.
To get
what they want. They most definitely will. And up to and including killing another family member.
That's right. Correct.
They got no problem doing that. They got no problem stealing. Again, I've seen documentaries. Okay, kids. Now I'm talking about kids.
Correct.
In prison for life.
Yes, sir.
Because they got hooked on some drug. Okay, they asked their parents for money. Parents like, heck to the no. I'm not going to fund this lifestyle for you.
Correct.
And it's almost scary. It is usually either the drug dealer or somebody else that kid knows that puts the suggestion in their head. Well, you know what? Your parents more than likely have life insurance, and if they were to die, you're the beneficiary. You get that money.
Yeah, man. They put stuff in the head, boy.
I have seen, again, documentaries with these people admitting that that's exactly what they did. That's why they're sitting in prison on death row right now.
Yeah.
They killed the parents. They killed a grandparent. They killed somebody.
Right.
To get that life insurance money, which they then immediately turn around and got the drugs.
Yeah. Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And now they're sitting in prison.
And now they're sitting in prison. Some of them are just prison for life. Some of them are sitting on death row, just waiting for the day that they're going to be killed.
Yeah.
By the prison system. Absolutely. And new synthetic drugs that are more fatal, more potent, and less responsive to naloxone, such as the highly lethal fentanyl, can pose new dangers, he said. So, I had never even heard of fentanyl before 5-6 years ago, but from my understanding, it's still, at that time anyway, it was still pretty much new on the scene. But I would say, based on reports I've seen, based on videos I've seen, that this is the one that don't really hear too much anymore about like cocaine and meth and things, which of course were big, 10, 20 going back years ago. But a lot of stuff I hear now, is fentanyl related. Which, like you said, it's a synthetic drug. If I understand correct, I believe it's a synthetic, I believe it is a synthetic opioid. Lord have mercy. All right, FBI and DEA and everybody else asking. Okay, looking at my Google search history, I'm looking for this video. I look because I'm trying to get it.
Oh,
they were like, "Oh, okay, you want to be sitting there looking up some fentanyl, huh?" All right. Okay, so here we go. So fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid similar to morphine, but 50 to 100 times more potent, designed for medical use to treat severe pain. Because of its extreme strength, it is highly addictive and acts as a major driver of fatal overdoses in the United States, often in the form of illegally produced counterfeit pills or mixed with other drugs, exactly like the article was saying. So that's what it is. It's a synthetic opioid.
Okay.
Okay, y'all, again, I've had several operations, and for the ones where I had to become inpatient, which means I had to stay actually in the hospital for a bit of time after it, I have had morphine. That's what they gave me.
Yes, sir.
The dosage I was given, and I'm a big fella, okay? I've been no less than 220 pounds for the last I am now, but before that, I've always been, well over 200 pounds. The dosage that I was given of morphine in the hospital, what was enough to like literally put me down. That stuff is super strong.
Wow.
And it is so strong. I could only get it like, I think it was like every 8 to 10 hours, because you risk actually causing somebody to OD on it if you give them more anytime before that. Just like in any over-the-counter medicine. They tell you, depending on your age, you can take so many of them, but then this is how many hours you have to wait before you can take the next one. Okay, same thing with this stuff. And plus, man, of course, I've heard of people getting hooked on morphine. I appreciated the pain-killing aspect, but outside of that, I cannot stand that stuff because it made me feel weird. Not in my mind. It wasn't making me hallucinate or trip or anything. It made my body feel weird because it would warm me up. Like, like you're,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then immediately I would go into chills. It was almost like having a fever, so to speak, inside of me.
I got
super hot.
Yes,
and then cool out. So I was like, okay, so for fentanyl to be 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine, I don't even want to imagine it. I do not even want to imagine it. God forbid if I had to have a procedure that they say, okay, it's going to require and they don't call it in the hospital. What they call pain management after that? Okay, I would say out of my mouth, and I would actually write it on my release forms and everything. Do not give me fentanyl. Don't give me that, because that is crazy. My God. Let's see. Key aspects of fentanyl: 2 forms. Pharmaceutical, prescribed by doctors for severe pain, often following surgery or for advanced stage cancer, typically as patches, lozenges, or injections. And then the IMF, or the illicitly manufactured, produced in labs, often mixed into powders, nasal sprays, or counterfeit pills disguised as oxycodone, Xanax, or Adderall. Okay, again, either one of these by themselves. I've had to take oxycodone before, never took Xanax, never took Adderall, but I know people who've taken them and they've told me how strong those two are. So for these manufacturers, these illegal manufacturers, to take something that is 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine and mix it in with other things and trying to pass them off as oxycodone, Xanax, or Adderall, man, oh my God. It truly just makes even more sense to me now why and how doggone fentanyl is so super addictive, and I mean just wreaking the havoc that it's causing. Man, that is something. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would have to tell them, no, dude, you are not injecting that crap in me. My goodness. Okay. So naloxone only works on opioid overdoses. So for drugs such as xylazine that don't come from opiates, the medication will be ineffective, Tooley said. High potency opioids known as nitazines, one of them, might require multiple doses of naloxone to reverse the effects, Tooley said. Drug enforcement agents have not yet found nitazines in South Carolina, Tooley said, with busts uncovering the substance in Texas and New York. However, he warned that it was likely a matter of time before the drug arrived in the Palmetto state, he said. Okay, well.
What's the Palmetto state?
That's South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. That's us. That's what I thought. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, again, all back to the wording. Just because you all have not found it in South Carolina, please don't think for a second that doesn't mean that it's not already here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is here. It is here. And boy, especially when you start talking about some of them straight up rural areas, which we have plenty of here in South Carolina, that, okay, not only is it here, it will be real easy for them to manufacture, or they want to manufacture it, and just hide it out wherever they want to. All right. Sir. So dealers frequently mix the cheaper and highly deadly fentanyl, xylazine, and nitazines with other drugs, or pass them off as prescription medications to maximize profits and increase the high a person gets, bringing them back for more. Tooley said, so literally exactly what I said a few minutes ago, why they do this. And like I said, as a former heavy marijuana smoker, yeah, I know the game. I mean, I got relatives who deal and do this type of mess. So that's why they do it. And again, sad to say, as from the dealer's point of view, they aren't necessarily broken up if somebody ODs. Because if you're a dealer, then more than likely, yeah, you got other customers out there.
Correct.
Now, if you were one of their top customers, it might be a little bummed out. Like, dang, man, that dude used to be, right. You know what I'm saying? One of my top buyers. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. That's money out your pocket. Sure.
That's money out my pocket now.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, that's only for a second. After that, it's like, oh well. Just got to make it up with all the other people who come to buy
somebody else.
from.
That's right. That's
Yep.
what I'm saying. They don't care, man. They don't
No,
care.
heck
All
no.
they care is about you coming to get it and you're getting that money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Okay. So illicit substances are cheaper to produce than the genuine medications, often selling for as much as 10 times what they're worth, Tooley said. Plus, getting a person hooked on a much more addictive substance, such as methamphetamine or cocaine, can lead to higher profits for drug dealers. All right,
And that's what they do. They market it. Drug dealers market. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, of course, they themselves ain't going to go out there and do it, but they use the customers.
They get somebody else to do it. Yeah.
Yep. They get their customers to market it for them. Yes, sir. Let's see. More than 99% of the pills agents seized during drug busts in 2024 were counterfeit, as opposed to dealers illegally selling the real thing, Tooley said. Overdose deaths went down as the amount of drugs seized by agents during busts rose. So far in 2025, in South Carolina alone, the DEA has seized 232 kilograms of cocaine, more than triple the 62 kilograms found during all of 2024. And fentanyl busts increased sevenfold from 18 kilograms in 2024 to more than 140 kilograms in 2025, Tooley said.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then it goes on to end saying patients should only take medications prescribed by a licensed doctor, and parents should talk to their children about the dangers of drugs, many of which are advertised through social media as if they were legal, Tooley said. Don't take this warning lightly, Tooley said. It only takes one counterfeit pill with a lethal dose of fentanyl to kill you or your loved one. God darn it. Again, you ain't lying with the potency of this doggone stuff over morphine. I truly do believe it. Yes, sir.
Again, this is good information.
Oh, yes, sir. Most definitely. Most definitely.
And people need knowledge.
I was just about to say, we are so far past those goddamn days of parents and guardians and caregivers not having these conversations. You cannot wait for these kids to even reach middle school anymore.
Yeah, correct.
From the moment you know that they are able to understand, then you need to start giving them this information.
Correct.
And also, speaking, me myself, what I would do, I don't have kids, but what I would do, I would try to find pictures and videos of people who are hooked on these things, who have passed away from them, who's dealing with the effects, why they're going through, to show them, this is not fake. This is not a game. This is real. This, what you sitting there watching, this could possibly happen to you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the box here just breaks down by drugs, the biggest drugs in 2025, what all was seized by the DEA in South Carolina. Again, 232 kilos of cocaine, 143 kilos of fentanyl, 111 kilos of methamphetamine, charged 253 people with drug crimes, and seized about 2.2 million involved in drug sales.
Wow, man, that is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And honestly, probably would have been more than that had not been for operations like the first article we read, the Coast Guard intercepting and blowing these drug ships out of the waters and things.
Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They call them whistleblowers. Right. Well, I guess they use that in two ways too. In several ways. Trying to blow out somebody else or whatever. Whistleblowers on someone else, or trying to expose somebody else and all that kind of stuff. I guess that's what, they use that saying, whistleblower.
And you know what? You're absolutely right. Especially as it pertains to what we were talking about tonight, because that is a way. Matter of fact, let me scroll down to that article. Chart 253 people with drug crimes. That's often what these law enforcement agencies do. They'll catch somebody like out on the street, and
Yes,
they
sir.
tell them, okay, we're going to give you a choice. You could either spend the next 160 years in federal prison, or you become our informant and you gather information for us.
Correct.
Because for the drug enforcement agents that are actually on the up and up and care about preventing and stopping this mess, they don't want Joe Blow that they caught on the street corner, okay,
Yes.
or whose house or apartment they ran up in. Okay, you're low level. No,
Yes, sir.
they want the names above you.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that's who they're going after. So yeah, you're absolutely right. And those people now, of course, now the common name or the street name for them is them being snitches. But okay, like I said, that's just a street name for what they actually are. Whistleblowers are like, okay, like
Yes, sir.
well, I ain't about to sit here and throw my life away. Or at the most extreme end, they'll tell them, okay, tell you what, you cooperate with us. And again, instead of doing 160 years of federal time, we'll reduce it down to maybe 5 or 6. And we'll put you in like a low level security prison. So you'll still do some time, but not the amount of time that you would have gotten had you not cooperated with them whatsoever.
Yes, sir.
So yep, you are absolutely right, bro. You are right. So yes, people, even though the overdose deaths may be down, okay, as we saw in this article, and as we can surmise from the first article, of all those thousands of pounds of drugs that were seized, it's still a problem, especially with new illicit substances on the rise. Yes. So yeah, the best thing you can do, of course, pray. Second of all, if you catch a child, thankfully when I got caught, man, shoot, I was scared so bad. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, because the police straight up told me. They were like, we could take you right now, and I was under 18 then. They said we could take you right now, and you'll go to juvie until you turn 18, and then you'll transfer over to regular. He was like, or I can never see your face again, and we'll just chalk this up to youthful stupidity.
Right.
So which choice I made.
Yes, sir.
Now, of course,
sir.
In honesty, that did not stop me completely from doing it.
Right.
But it may, in my own eyes, it may be a bit smarter in how I do it.
Come on.
I was just like, okay, that's enough. I don't want to do it anymore at all. It's time to stop. So yeah. So somebody who is on one of these medications, look, let them know. Okay, you get caught, you go into prison.
This is what's going to happen.
Correct. This is what's going to happen. I am not going to prison for you.
No.
So you better, you know what I'm saying? You better.
You ain't gonna want to go.
That's right. That is absolutely right. And if they are just, knee deep in it to the point they need help, like, okay, again, you need some help, then I will try to my best to help facilitate that, get you some help to get off this stuff. And that's what happens a lot of times. People like, oh, yeah, I want the help. They go get clean, then bam, relapse just like that.
Yes, sir.
Like, okay, well, don't consider it hopeless. As long as they are at least getting the initial help, just, again, pray, speak, talk to somebody. Hopefully one of the times it'll stick. Hopefully they won't be one of these people that ODs on that mess.
Come on, man. Come on.
But the fact of the matter is, look, it's a problem, like we said, not just here in South Carolina, all over this country, all across the world. And as we say with everything else, until Jesus comes back, it's going to remain a problem. So just this is more so for awareness.
Yes, sir.
This is for awareness, like we said, hey, information.
Right. Yeah.
Do with it what you will. So
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good information.
Mm-hmm.
He that has an ear.
That's right.
Let him hear. I know we say what the Spirit is saying to the church, but he that has an ear, hear.
Mm-hmm.
Hear wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Be open to wisdom.
Absolutely. That's right. That is right. That is right. Because I'm telling you what ain't going to work. Just ignoring the problem and thinking it's going to work itself out. Oh no, no,
No.
no, no, no.
Scripture, I believe scripture said,
Nah.
a warning come before destruction.
Before destruction. That's right.
That's why you need to have an ear to hear. This is awareness. This is information. This is true. Come on.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That is right. That is right. And also, you know, again, for people who aren't from the South, just different things. They, you know, looking at South Carolina, oh, they're part of the Bible Belt. Now, of course, they ain't gonna think we perfect angels,
Right.
but at the same time, they probably wouldn't think of, you know, how much of a issue that drugs are here or illegal drugs are here in the state. Like, yeah.
Yes, sir.
But why wouldn't it be issue here?
Correct. It's an issue here just like it is anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Just like wherever you park that, you know what I'm saying, every day and night. Okay.
And quote on and be called quote unquote Bible Belt. That's where it will happen or take place more so than anywhere else. The enemy want to filtrate.
I was just about to say, man, do y'all realize, okay, there's probably more doggone killing, drugging, sexing, and almost anything else you can think of that just as much, if not more in some places, of these things happening in the doggone Bible Belt than there is in other parts of this country.
Come on, man. I mean,
man, please.
Man.
Just is what it is, good people. That's the truth. That's right. That is right. All right, good folks. Well, that is all we do have for tonight. Dr. Bell, any other final thoughts?
Oh, no, sir, man. We are good. This was good. Again, as you said earlier, awareness, information. And I said again, he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying to the church. Or he that has an ear, hear what me and you are releasing to them. This knowledge, this awareness, this eye-opening information. Yeah. Warning comes before destruction. You know, this is information you can use to share with your sons and your daughters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
save them from overdosing, save them from being locked up in jail, save them from being on the wrong side of the track, if you want to say it that way, or getting caught up. In other words, what we're talking about tonight is a life that you do not want to live.
Exactly.
That's a whole different in other words, that's a whole nother different world.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want to be a part of that world.
You do not.
That's what we talked about tonight. That's a whole different world inside of this world. And we got a lot of different worlds going on in one world. That's one world you do not want to be a part of. Yeah, that's one world you don't want to be a part of.
No matter how fun and glamorous the entertainment, industry makes it seem, no.
You don't want
remember those are paid actors. Even the hip hoppers and musicians, a lot of them, they're paid actors.
Yes, sir.
Okay, to make this stuff seem fun and all that, just
that's not it.
Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. And I will wrap up by using the scripture as well. Faith without works is dead. That's why we said, okay, you can't just sit there and pray. Okay, maybe in some instances, God will move that way for some people, but do not assume that.
Correct.
No. Do not assume. That's why I said, yes, of course, start off with prayer, but then, okay, what else can I do? What programs are available? Who can I get to help?
That's right.
Who can I get to talk
resources,
to them? All that. What are my resources?
Resources.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That is absolutely right. Yes, sir. All right. And I've already put the banners up. For those that are listening, please remember to, if you want to check out the video, you can check it out on the YouTube channel. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment, share the information. And also for those of you watching it, if you want to listen to the episode again on the go, then of course, head over to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, Spreaker.com. Type in Break It Up in the search box. It'll take you right to them. Both video and audio versions completely for free. So y'all utilize this information and all the other episodes to your heart's content. All right,
man.
Because we ain't just sitting here because we ain't got nothing doggone better to do on Monday night.
I'm trying to tell you. That's real talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're trying to save somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're trying to save somebody. We're trying to rescue somebody. We're trying to pull somebody out.
Exactly.
We're trying to, yeah, for real.
Or God willing, prevent somebody from ever even stepping foot into it. So,
yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. So, guys, y'all remember to stay safe, stay prayerful, stay watchful of everything. And again, I want to thank my bro,
thank you,
co-host extraordinaire, Dr. Bell, for joining me.
It, man.
Yes, sir. I did as well. And until the next time, y'all, again, y'all remember to stay safe and also stay warm. Stay warm, stay warm.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you now. I'm going to stay warm.
Oh, we're going to stay warm.
I know.
Yeah. That's not even option.
I am not a cold person.
Me neither.
Now, those who are cold persons that like cold, do what you do. I ain't. There's a reason I'm in South Carolina.
I was literally just about to say, we are born and bred South Carolinians. Okay, we don't do ice and snow and temperatures like below 60 degrees. That's no bueno for us. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glory to God. But we
right,
love
bro.
you, man of God. We appreciate it. I enjoyed this I enjoy these Mondays. I do. I look forward to. You saw me text you early this morning. I was ready for these mornings, man. I was ready.
Amen. And I enjoy us coming together and getting together, like I said, to talk about these things and again, have some fun while doing it, but still they're serious topics. So getting the information out there. So yes, sir. Enjoy it as well. Look forward to it.
I miss my brother tonight, but he good. He gonna come. He gonna be back connected. I miss him. Yeah, but he good.
Absolutely. And speaking of good, we want to pray and say that we hope and looking forward to all you all out there being good. So we will see y'all when we see you.
All right.
Peace.